Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. Today's story is called How Life Could Have Been. And it's New Year's Eve. We're about an hour and a half from midnight. And I'm sitting at home and I'm just reflecting on how life could have been and some of the different scenarios that played out in my life that made me who I am now. So I grew up in Long Beach, California, in the Carmelitas housing projects. I lived there from about 1978 to 1982, 83-ish. I was a little kid. And I was running around with all the other little kids. And the prominent group in there were the Crips. So I'm running around with these other little kids and got into a fight or two, got jumped by a couple of kids, and I beat the brakes off of those two. And so all of a sudden, I was part of the crew, basically. I was starting to fit in, I guess you would say. And at that time, the influencing group was the Insane Crips. Shout out to the Insanes. We were running around calling ourselves Junior Insanes. This is probably like 1982-ish. And in early 1983, the family packed up and we moved to San Bernardino. So now we're in San Bernardino. It's early 80s, and I'm into weightlifting and video games. Played a lot of basketball and stuff and started kicking it with the homies. So, I'm running around doing stuff in the streets. Didn't start slanging for probably another 5 years or so, 6 years maybe. Late 80s is when I got into the game. But so I'm kicking it with them. Never got put on or anything like that. But I'm kicking it. And now here we are. I've been slanging for a couple of years. It's 92. May of 92 to be exact. And I end up in the county jail. So I'm in the county jail. I'm 18, 19 years old, something like that. And now I'm young, I'm active, I'm putting in work and stuff. And all of a sudden, the skinheads are embracing me, and I'm kicking it with these guys. And, it's funny. Here we are. I'm like 18, 19 years old. I'm very impressionable. So, I'm kind of hearing what these guys got to say, but that was something that just wasn't going to work regardless. The other two could have been a possibility. But, I am, like I said, I'm kicking it with these guys. And the point of this video is when you're young, you're very impressionable. Your friends have more influence than your parents do. So your homeboys, your clique, whoever it is you kick it with, is going to have a lot of influence on you. And if you're into these sort of videos, give me a subscribe. Smash that like button, drop a comment, tell me what you think, and share this video and help grow the channel. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch. So, so you're really impressionable. at this stage of your life. And uh, there's a lot of gunplay going on at this time in the early 90s. So, I'm running around, I'm packing a gun, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm slanging, and I'll tell you, I'm very blessed to have made it out without catching a life sentence. Like, I can't tell you how many people I've been locked up with that are 18, 19, and, they're fighting a hot one. A hot one is unaliving of somebody, basically, if you're unfamiliar with the term. So, yeah, I mean, it is really common in Southern California, especially at that time. Gangbanging was running crazy. Like, the activities were off the hook, and whoever you kicked it with, they killed one of your homies. Now you're gonna go kill one of their homies, type of stuff. And it was back and forth, and it was a very violent time back then. So, uh, these are some of the contrasts in how my life could have been. And I'm so fortunate. I can't tell you how fortunate I am to have made it out. Like, when I've told the story before of when I hit reception in Delano, and I sent a letter to my wife telling her to move on because this was my career now. And she told me that I was a dumbass and to just hurry up and get home and, get back to the family. So that could have been another change in my life. Had that letter come back another way, like, I would have, I had already raised my hand that I was down for whatever work needed to be done. Like, who knows? I may have never got out of prison had it went that way. But fortunately for me, that that's what happened. She sent that letter back, and she said hurry up and get home. So that's kind of what I did. But like, there were so many instances in my early years where I could have caught major time or a life sentence even, and I didn't. And I feel like all the bad karma that I put out when I was young, uh, this YouTube thing is a way of trying to help others not fall into the traps that I fell in, because they might not be so lucky. So, when I made parole, I went to school and went back to school, I should say. I went to the community college, San Bernardino Valley College, and I got a degree in drug and alcohol counseling. That was going to be my career of choice. I wanted to work in the prison system and help addicts turn their lives around. But unfortunately, the governor did prison reform in 2008, 2009, and that job got killed. So I ended up going into the trucking industry. And, that wasn't a bad choice. Like that, I've been able to do pretty well for my family in that industry. And, I'm just really fortunate to be where I am today. So remember, family, fitness, and freedom were the keys that helped set me free and give me the life that I want to live. Uh, with family, it's not necessarily who's got your blood running through them. It's the people that you can rely on and they can rely on you. To me, that's family. So, here's to making 2024 the best year ever. Happy New Year to you guys. I hope you are safe. And I hope if you are out partying, I hope that you've made plans to get home safely. So don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.